Hey guys, welcome to Big Sister. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day, wonderful week so far. It's the top of the week, right? But I hope that you guys have a good week. I hope you guys get things done, get things accomplished, get the rest you need, whatever it is. I hope you receive that this week, guys. First of all, I'd like to thank you guys for being subscribers to my channel. Those of you who are, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe. You can also share my content on your platforms or just share it on other platforms. And that way, people will begin to discover my channel. All right, guys. And thank you to those of you who are subscribers who have been here. So guys, I want to talk with you about something that I've discussed on another platform, and I'm going to talk about it here briefly. I'm going to try to make it short because I don't like making my videos too long, but at the same time, I don't like to cut it just for time's sake, try to cut it down too much, and therefore have to leave out a lot of information that I think will be important. But today we're going to talk about women who are jealous of father-daughter relationships. You may be the person that's been that way, where you're on the outside, you perceive yourself to be on the outside, and you challenge the relationship between a father and a daughter, and you think that there's something wrong with it. Or you may have been the person where you had a close relationship or have a close relationship with your father, and then he meets someone who seems to have a problem with you. Now, I have to make it clear that yes, there are some children who are mean, some children who are petulant, and they don't like to see their parents with anybody. They don't like to see their dad with anyone, and they can be mean and they can attack and they can do things to sabotage a relationship. And in those cases, I would say, this is just my opinion. If there is a person that's so against me being with this person, I am not going to fight to try to be in the relationship with this individual, because it's going to be an ongoing thing for a long time. Maybe when they're minors, you can do certain things to make their lives miserable if you want to, or to prove a point that you're going to be there. But they're going to get older at some point, and then there's going to be the family division of who's not coming over, who's not talking to who. And I feel it's just not worth it. In my opinion, there's no one that's worth it. If someone just does not like me and they're so against me that they feel like they have to sabotage me, I don't need to be with that man that badly, because that's their child. That's their child no matter what. And it will be a lifelong battle, a lifelong, you will always be dealing with some nonsense forever, even if you have the upper hand now. It's just not worth it. At the flip side, there are some daughters, well, we're talking about daughters, so let's do that. They are not against the woman. They are actually welcoming. They are very nice. They are happy to see that their dad is with someone, or getting to know someone, or going to marry someone, because she was raised with to be balanced. Her father loved her, but he also taught her about kindness and about being courteous to other people and respectful. But you may have in cases where the woman who is entering the relationship has a problem with the father daughter relationship. They could even have problems with the father and their son. But for the sake of this video, we're just going to talk about father-daughter relationship, okay? Sometimes these type of women will come in and they will begin to challenge the closeness, ridicule it, undermine it, or make that father feel like something is wrong with his relationship with his daughter. They may even try to say there's something perverse about it because they talk so much and he's so close to her. These women will come in and behave as if he's having some kind of sexual attraction to the daughter, and they will try to do this. Now, a man who is strong and a man who knows who he is in his relationship will often stop it at the gate. These women will not get very far. They will break it off. And then there are others who the women are very, they kind of, they do things in a way that's very passive, in a way that it's a bit elusive. They're dropping hints, but they deny it if they're confronted with it. And why is it that there will be these type of women who will have a problem with father-daughter relationships? Well, 9 times out of 10, they don't have a relationship with their dad. I find a lot of the times the women that did not have good relationships with their father, or was not raised, or was raised without a father, or had a father who neglected them, and perhaps growing up, the males in their family were men who abused or neglected or abandoned them. They don't understand that. And then also, the males that may have paid attention to them or seemed that they were being nice, they had ulterior motives. They may have violated them in some way sexually, or abused them in another way. And so they don't have trust. They don't trust because the males in their family did things to them, or they grew up around women who hated men for whatever reason, so they taught them to be this way, that they are no good, they only use them for money, their strength, maybe their body, that's it. So if they grew up in an environment where any relationship with their father, uncles, brother, or men was around them was unpleasant, with ulterior motive, or with some sort of violation, abandonment, rejection, okay, they see all relationships like that. So when they come and they see a father and a daughter that has a good relationship, they can't see the purity in that. They can't see that. They think if he's calling his daughter, or if he invites her over, or she's coming, the woman is going to see that as something being wrong. She's going to see that woman as see the daughter as competition. She's not seeing her as a daughter. She's seeing her as another woman. And a lot of times, people that think this way, it's very unhealthy. They think it's normal because their norm has been one where there has been maybe chaos, and there's been betrayal, and there has been, you have to be protecting yourself, putting a chair up against the door, locking your door, pushing the dresser against the door. Women that has lived in these type of environments, and they were abandoned by their fathers, a lot of times, guys, they are going to, when they see a father-daughter relationship, they begin to feel jealousy. They begin to feel resentment. They will be aware of how often the daughter texts the dad, how often they're talking, how often they're coming over, what he bought for her, because she is still a child in the mind. She's still a child in the mind. She's still the rejected, abandoned, abused individual. She never dealt with that. So these women will then be trying to compete with a baby, compete with a teenager. And because she is, a lot of times, young girls, of course, they just beautiful, right? They're flawless, they have the perfect body, they're innocent, they have a purity, even their laugh. Young girls, just innocent young girls, there's a beauty to them that is beyond even their physical looks. And women who have gone through some things and who have not dealt with the hurt and the pain that's in them, they will see them as competition because they have not grown up. So when they see dad loving and hugging his daughter, she sees it. First of all, she becomes jealous, and she sees it in a perverse way because she never got it. She doesn't know what it's like to be raised in a loving manner. She does not know what it's like to be protected by a father. She doesn't know what it's like to have a father who wants to talk to you and spend time with you without ulterior motives or without having some sort of nasty intent. So, because of that, when she sees that with a father and a daughter, she wants to wreck it. She wants it to stop. Because why? She wants the attention for herself. Let's think about it. A lot of times, sometimes these ladies will go to the men, these men that they're dating, and a lot of times they're going to use their feminine wiles and get that man head all in the clouds. And once they see that they have his head in the clouds, they're going to try to manipulate and destroy the relationship he has with his daughter. Don't you think it's weird that you're always calling her all the time? Why is she always coming over? Don't you think it's weird that she comes and she hugs you, and she, don't you think it's weird that she lays across your bed and talk to you? That's weird. No, it's not. But if that man is not strong, and he is not, if he does not understand who's before him, he's because she's already given him some of that, she's already dipped the honey bun a few times with him. He is going to be thinking he's not using he's not being wise now. He's his sexual drive or how she makes him feel, he's thinking off of that. Okay, so now all of a sudden some men will actually begin to neglect their daughter and distance themselves because they have this woman who is actually been destroyed by her own father, destroyed by men in her family. She's now destroying his relationship with his child and making him feel like, oh, is it perverse? Am I wrong? You know that you don't see your daughter that way, and they've never seen their daughter that way. But the women will genuinely see it that way because that's what they've had, or they've never had a father. They don't know what that means, what that is like. It's like a person who's never been in the military. They have no idea. Okay? So then because they have no idea of what that is like, they'll just they don't understand discipline. They don't understand being on time. They don't understand certain things. They have this thought that everyone in the military are assassins, and where they don't understand it, they don't know, so they will have a certain view of it that's distorted based on the fact that they have no idea. Okay, and maybe what they've seen on TV. And so it is the same thing that these women will do. So some of you've had a woman that's come in and destroyed your relationship with your father. You're not close to him anymore. There's all types of problems. Okay? She's manipulated things and your dad's going along with it. And then there's others that your dad told that woman to kick rocks and tell her to hit the road because he understands that there is a difference between the love that a father has for a child and the eros love that is between a man and a woman. And what women need to understand, women who think this way, you have to understand that there is a difference between the love between a father and a daughter and a love between you and him. Number one, the daughter can never compete. She can never be in your shoes, in your position, or give to her father what you give to him as a woman. Okay? And the same way as a daughter, the love between a daughter and the father, that's not something you can compete with, and you shouldn't. Why are you trying to compete for the daughter? You want to be the daughter, and you want to have the daughter father relationship, and you also want to have the girlfriend wife relationship. That is extremely selfish, and it's not healthy. You have to realize, these women must realize that they don't know what it's like to have a good relationship with a dad. And now there's some of them that grew up with their dad and they were spoiled. They were given everything. It was all about them. And then they're just spoiled. They're grown up, but they're still spoiled and they want all the attention to be on themselves. So they are trying to push the daughter out and try to cause problems. But as a family, you have to be able to recognize and think of the relationship before this person came along and what it is now. If you've lost your father as a result of this, it's sad. It's really a sad thing, and it's got to be heartbreaking that this happens. And a lot of times you're not going to be able to change his mind because she's got his brain just wrapped up. She's like, how they have, remember Jezebel and Ahab of the Bible? Jezebel was a woman who she used her beauty, her brains, all of that, and she was able to run her husband. Okay? So those things that happen, you have to just realize that's just a weakness with your dad, what he is right now, and you have to make whatever decisions you need to make for yourself. And at the same time, you just have to realize when you have to recognize these type of women when they come in, okay? Especially when you know that you've been kind, you've been nice to her, and she continues to do this type of stuff. You're going to recognize it, and maybe you'll talk to your dad about it or whatever, but at the end of it, he has to kind of make that decision. He has to make those decisions on his own. And it's sad when you're young and you're a minor and you really have no power, and you just see this person coming in and doing these things, turning things around, changing things, all of that. And again, it is not a matter of the daughter being problematic. It's just that there are some women who are that way. And why do they do that? They didn't have a dad. They didn't have a dad who paid attention to them. So they want everything. They're forgetting that that man has different roles. He may be your husband, your boyfriend, your fiance, but he's also a brother. He's also an uncle. He's also a father in some cases. He is a supervisor in some cases. There are many different aspects and many different things that he does, and we have to respect and understand that, not trying to hog all the parts. Okay, if you watch a play or you see something, there's one person that's doing all the parts, one person that they're being all the characters, they're the entire cast, nobody's going to pay to see that. So if you are that woman who behaves that way, you have got to see yourself. Why do you hate young girls? Why are you hating someone's daughter? Why are you competing against her? Why are you thinking something is perverted? That's not right. It's perverted because your mind is perverted. If you've been violated in some way by someone that should have been a caregiver, someone that should have been taking care of you and protecting you, and you just think that, oh, he must be doing something with her. Nope, you are still perverted. You've been violated in some way, and you think in a very pixel shattered, you're looking through a shattered window, dirtied up based on what has happened. And a lot of times you've got to get counseling. You have to go and talk about that. You have to go and work through it because it's a combination of being hurt, being broken, being let down, and just being jealous. Jealous in nature, because a lot of times when young girls have been abused or mistreated or just not protected by their fathers probably made fun of them, compared them to other people, treated other kids better than they did. So all those things, whether you know it or not, you may have grown up and become successful and all of that, it's still in you. So when you see a father-daughter relationship that's actually healthy, you see it through the eyes of perversion. And that is a very sad thing. Men who are strong and men who are able to actually see beyond the makeup and the nice smells and the deception and the manipulation, they're able to see clearly what's going on, and they will protect their daughters and remove themselves. And then there are unfortunately others that they don't see it, they don't get it, because this woman is a master manipulator. That's the other ironic twist. A lot of times women who have been abused and mistreated and all of that, not all of them, but the ones who turn rogue, they become manipulators. So they know how to manipulate the men. They know how to play the father against the daughter. And a lot of times the relationship is destroyed. The father's no longer seeing the daughter. You no longer see your dad. If he marries her, family gatherings are non-existent or strained. And it just affects, it just bleeds out into everything. Get the counseling that is needed for those of you who are this way. Again, as I said, there are some daughters who are mean-spirited, and I address that. I address how I personally will deal with that. But for this video, in this video alone, we're talking about daughters who are nice, daughters who are respectful, daughters who are accepting, daughters who do embrace the women, but the women are jealous because the father is attentive to the daughter and treats her well, and she does not understand. And a lot of times when women do this, it is because they themselves either were spoiled by their dad and want all the attention because they still think they're kids, or they did not have that, or any encounters with their father or any male guardians in their lives, relatives, was perverse, had ulterior motives, and because they are still affected by it, when they see a healthy relationship, they don't recognize it and can only see through the eyes of what they experienced. And a lot of these women will end up losing good men Because a man who is good, treats his children right, takes care of his daughter, loves you, and you want to destroy that and you want to compete for her position, if he is strong and he has his head on straight, you're going to end up getting left behind. He's going to leave you. So anyway, guys, that's my take on it. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I'm going to do another one of men who are jealous of mother and son relationships. All right, guys, bye.